All right, we're going to do a recap of all the news that happened in the last 10 days or so. Join with me is Reminix. Say what's up, Reminix.
Hey, what's going on? It's been a week, hasn't it?
It's been a week. Okay, so we've got a bunch of topics. We're going to talk about where is X-23, where is Symbiote Spider-Man, is Zemo good, bad, amazing, and then we're going to talk about Electro, Doc Ock. We're going to talk about a bunch of bugs, which is different than typos,
Spiders.
right? Typos?
Yeah, bugs aren't spiders.
Yeah, bugs
aren't spiders.
Well, bugs. I'm talking about like Zemo's ultimate is probably bugged, but we're going to talk about 3,000 orbs in Australia, the compensation, packs coming out wrong, people not being able to open orbs on offers, things like that, and so on and so on. Why don't we start with what most people are I'm definitely kind of antsy about, even though it's not a bug. On Friday, they said, that's it for all this week. Start sharpening your claws for next week's exciting news and events. When are you predicting Doc Ock? Because this is kind of vital, X-23 and Doc Ock.
So we have Doc Ock is next week, right? So I think we actually know that it's coming up relatively soon here. And more important,
a week from Monday, right? So like 10 days out?
Yeah, it's about 10 days out. So
okay.
What I'm telling you is, without knowing where X-23 is, I think a lot of people are going to be struggling with how to get this legendary.
Yeah, and so you can see, everybody that I've talked to is predicting the 21st, right? Monday the 21st is what a lot of people are saying. We just had Ebony Maw on the 7th, and everybody's guessing it's going to be the 21st. That being said, X-23 is going to be the big choke point. They've made Teenage Warhead and Domino available, but still no word on X-23. And then the thing that bothers me the most about this is that this was Friday's blog post, and the week before blog post, like the Friday before this, it says, we're powering down for the blog for this week. Be sure to plug in next Friday, which would have been this blog post, for news on all the events and the keyword swinging. My interpretation of that was Symbiote Spider-Man maybe coming to the milestone orbs. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I mean, that's a joke I've been saying all week is we want spiders, not bugs. They keep giving us bugs, not the spider that we want. So SSM, I thought he was supposed to be in the milestone orbs. Still not there, and no indication of when we're going to get him.
Yeah, so this is a problem because how are we going to plan for... I mean, he's such a core character at this point. Like, he has to be available somewhere. Milestone Orb seems to be the right place. And then we've got X-23. That's going to be core to Doc Ock and friends, and Shocker and Electro. Or Shocker and Swarm, or Electro and Swarm. I mean, here's the...
I got it.
Yeah, we got it. Here's Swarm and... See, here's the thing. Why would anybody buy Electro if you don't even know if you can get Doc Ock? We have no way. Nobody can plan for this. You know what I mean? So, like, if you don't know you can get Doc Ock, why would you be looking into buying Electro? Does that make?
And that's a big deal, because you're assuming that they're going to give us offers, and will those offers be enough to get there? So you're hoping that the orbs that they give you for the legendary orbs, like we have the Inhuman orbs for Maw now, you're hoping between that and some offers, if they don't offer, and more importantly, so that is going to be like, how do you budget for this? You can't.
Yeah, you can't. All right, let's talk about probably the most exciting thing for me, anyways, personally. Good thing in the last 2 weeks is Zemo. And I think there's 3 different ways that we can talk about Zemo. Zemo plus Red Skull inside of PvP. Zemo plus symbiotes in war against Asgardians. Or just Zemo by himself versus Red Skull. Where do you want to start with this? I mean, it's all 3 of them are pretty amazing, right?
I think we can just pretty much say that he's just been a game changer in every mode, I think, except for rating. And even in a couple of nodes that were giving people trouble, he's made an impact.
Yeah, so I have a like a 4-tier system, let's say. God tier, highly playable, staples, and trash. He's clearly in the highly playable category. On the edge of God tier, where would you put him?
So he's actually probably because of the fact that he can help you dominate a lot of teams in arena and war. You throw him on a team of like Marauders, and he can actually help you beat Black Order. He's just got so many uses. He's just so good.
Yeah. So there's a couple things there. I'll just explain to what there's this combo with Zemo and Red Skull in PvP, along with X-23, Emma, and let's say Carnage, where you can kill them without them taking a turn, and it could be Black Bolt, Ultron, doesn't matter who it is. You just go before them and you kill them, and they're done. Then we've got this. A lot of people said, well, symbiotes plus Zemo. It's like, well, the symbiotes already beat Asgardians, but tell me why this is amazing right here. This was a team that. Well, just talk about this team for a minute.
So one of the things about this team is why people like it is the fact that you're able to get that early ability block, and that's something that X-Force makes use of with X-23, but you're not relying on having to get the characters down to half health. So it's actually huge because then you can spread it around the team. So a team that was already slated to win, you don't have to worry about that. What's the loop of death? I think you've had it happen before, right?
Yeah, you still get the loop of death because what happens is Zemo never takes a turn. It still can happen because when you get into the thing with you've got Hella Alive and like 5 Gregs, Zemo gets locked out and you still can't do anything about it. So the loop still exists. So you have to be sure you put the heal block on Hella, or else you get in trouble.
Or you can also kill Loki.
Yeah, or kill Loki early. The right thing is just to kill Loki, and then you don't have to worry about the loop. Yeah, but Zemo doesn't fix that. Is what we found out. And so I actually am no longer using Grenadier. I'm using Green Goblin on this team, which ends that lockout problem. So the team that I currently am using against Asgardians is just like what's shown here on the screen, but I take out Grenadier and I use Green Goblin because I'm not really using Green Goblin. And I can replace Green Goblin's probably going to be homeless once Doc Ock and Swarm and Electro are all up and running, and who knows what the other two are going to be, but it's probably not going to be Green Goblin. A lot of debate whether it's going to be Vulture and Rhino or Vulture or Mysterio. We'll see, right? I don't know.
We don't even have enough information on Doc Ock's kick, and we can look at it in the game, and that's something we'll probably address later on.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Doc Ock. Anyways, Zemo. This was a battle that I went in undersized, and basically it was Mantis.
I was there for that, by the way. This is pretty impressive.
What you're going to see right here is a full Red Skull team soloed by Mantis and Zemo, and I win, which is crazy, right? It's just that's how good this team is versus, I mean, any minion, right? Any minion in war, pretty much a win, right? It's that simple, right? Because the rest of the team doesn't do anything. It's literally Zemo, and then Mantis is just keeping him alive, and he's doing all the work. So it's crazy.
So it was interesting. I'm not sure if this is my preferred use for him, but it definitely was fun. And more importantly, I think it showcased. I think that was your turning point for realize how powerful Zemo was.
Yeah. So this is not going to play, but this is a full Red Scar team where you basically time out like a 200K defender team, high 200K punch down would lose defenders where Zemo can punch up 200K or something. Yeah. It's entirely different. They're right there. Look at that. They're dead. They just die. So it's bonkers. Anyways, Zemo is amazing. Also,
Zemo definitely worth it.
All right. In this video, we also talk about the Toad visual bug. Well, it's not really Toad, but it's a visual bug in general. And you provided some screenshots here. So explain what we're looking here on the screen right here. So this is turn 1. Toad is already gone, right?
So the thing about it is, this is basically, turn 1, Toad strip buffs, and as a remainder over there, you can see there's 1 turn it's showing on the UI of that immunity. And so what we're trying to say here is the big bug, we can't trust what our eyes are seeing in the game.
Yeah.
This is a big deal.
Right. And so the thing is right here, because they all still say immunity, the logical move is not to blind next, right?
Right.
Because they all have immunity, right? But this person did a 2000 IQ play and did the blind anyways, and look what happened.
There it is.
It's a visual bug. Oh my God.
And this impacts your gameplay. I've been trying to reproduce it. This is actually from my war. You know, we're pretty competitive in war, and so
I lost a battle because of this bug because I didn't know it was bugged, and so I did the middle ability on shield security, and then I lost. Where if I would have did the blind, I could have won the whole match. Because them getting sucked together early is kind of important too for pyro and all the following turns and how the splash damage lines up on that team, and you lose if it's just done wrong. So let's make a distinction now between using the super technical terms bugs and typos. You know what I'm talking about, right? Typos and then bugs, and those are not the correct. Those are not the correct terms, and you can split hairs. This is a bug, right? This is a bug.
Yeah,
we've got bugs in the game with Black Bolt. Let's say Zemo's ultimate is kind of wonky and it's bugged, right? So we've got bugs, but should we talk about the big issue? Is the typos, right?
And this is going to be, and it's still unresolved, by the way. But go ahead, let's talk about it.
So probably one of the largest typos in mobile gaming history, as far as I can tell, was the 3,000 orbs. And I want to pitch it this way. I think there's a large number of people that were not affected by this bug, and we got free stuff. And free stuff is free stuff. And I know there's a large percentage of the community, and I agree. I can't think it's true. It's like they screw up. They give us free stuff, and I'm happy with the game developers because they respond to the bugs quickly. They fix the issues in a timely manner. The communication is good, and they're putting out a lot of stuff. You know, the new characters. Okay. You know, there's a lot of communication. It's because there's other games out there that are dead in the water. No communication, no updates, nothing. And everybody's like, well, at least they're. You know, it's easy not to have bugs when there's no content. And when there are bugs, they fix it relatively quickly, and we get free stuff. But there's a bigger issue here where the confidence of the in-game economy is eroded. And I want to give you, this is the largest, and I'm gonna get yours because I know you have strong opinions about this. I know you do.
My tongue is bleeding. I'm bitten so many times so far.
So this was given out to everybody in Australia, right? Or some people in Australia. 3,000 orbs instead of 3,000 fragments, so it's a decimal point area. And, so
it's not just Australia.
You know, it was several time zones. Yes, several time zones, including Japan. Anyways, then they're correcting it. They're not correcting it. It's correct for some people, not correct for other people. Other people got extra stuff. It's a mess. But everybody that wasn't affected just got a lot of free stuff. And people are like, free stuff is free stuff. Then they said, we are our harshest critics, and we're ordering hand grip strengtheners because of our fat fingers, and we're going to do better. And then these typos, swarm orb offers in the store. And you can't open the orbs. Like you spend $20 and you can't even open the orbs. Like a couple days after this, and then less than a week after this, different pricing on Electro offers, $30 and $25. So explain to me what's happening with the people that are spending large sums of money. We're talking like people that spend like, let's say $1,000 a month. How are they feeling about this?
Well, and I think we'll go down to like the basics. I think. The compensation has been placation, and I think it's like you're having a bad day, your dad takes you out for ice cream, and so if you get satisfied with ice cream and that makes you forget about your bad day, congratulations. But reality of it is the economy is still being affected by the orbs, and there are people that have gotten quite a bit more power, quite a bit more gear, but there's also been people that have been negatively affected, and yes. I think that's the big problem with all this is it hasn't been consistent. They have not figured out the problem. They have not addressed the issues. They have not figured out a way to make all of this stuff go away, and so it's still an issue. And if you guys think it isn't an issue, I guarantee you're probably not still in the same position you were for the arena. And I mean, people looked at that $29.99 offer and thought it was legit and were like, oh, this doesn't feel right, but I guess it's right. And then they found out that if you were on iOS, it was $24.99 or different versions out there. So it's eroded confidence in the company to manage something. When they're selling you something, like if you go in the grocery store and you see like a pack of gum for the wrong price, they're supposed to give you the pack of gum for free, right?
Oh, no. Right? Well, they don't do that, but anyways, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, exactly. So as a consumer, pricing is a huge piece of the puzzle. And it's something that, you know, I am watching, and you can say this, a lot of people leaving this game, and I got to believe part of it's just the overall confidence to get things right. Between the bugs that are still exist for months, the fact that they can't get their pricing structure right for in-game, and all these pieces of the puzzle, it's not okay anymore.
Yeah, so I know that there's a large number of people watching that are like, yeah, they screwed up. Free stuff is free stuff. Thank you, Fox Next, for free in-game stuff. But please understand that there's a large segment of people that spend large sums of money on this game, myself included. I spend probably about $500 a month. Other people spend $1,000 a month, and they are now a lot more reluctant to spend, and that's a big problem for this game. When they say we're our harshest critics, and then less than a week after saying we're our harshest critics, we have 2 more. I don't know what to call these things. These seem like just careless things that go live without anybody looking at it, right? We're talking about pricing errors, incorrect amounts, things just not tested at all. So I think everybody would benefit from this idea. Is I personally want to know what has changed or what is changing in the policy procedures. What people were appointed or changed and shifted to QA? Who is hiding QA? What is the new procedure and policy in place so this doesn't happen again, right? And yet, you know, because just even as soon as this happened, they said, oh, we're our harshest critics. We're sorry, it won't happen again. And then we get 2 more similar situations within a week. It's unbelievable, right?
Well, you know, and that's the thing is they're playing catch up. They're so far behind because of the fact that this issue impacted, you know, tens of thousands of players. They had to probably do some manual intervention. And so now it's just become a calamity of errors. There's just so many different errors that they're piling up. You know, will this be the straw that breaks the old Campbell's back here when it comes down to how much of the confidence, you know, aka goodwill, have you eroded within your community? And I'm worried. I'm frankly worried.
Okay. Yeah, there's definitely some larger alliances that are breaking up and dissolving and people leaving the game. And I don't know. I don't have it. That's kind of anecdotal, but yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. Anyways, stay tuned. I guess the reason why I'm bringing this up is that the reason why I'm being vocal about this is because I know it's really impacting confidence in the spenders right now, and that worries me because that kind of what fuels the game. Anyways, we're going to talk about 2 different issues here since we're talking about Electro. Is Electro worth it? And what are your thoughts about Doc Ock? And I hate to say this, but a lot of this is we don't really understand the kit. The kit doesn't make sense on Doc Ock. Like, you know, the way that they want it to work, the way it's worded, and then the way it actually works is probably different things. And then also, a lot of this is going to be dependent on how ISO 8 it looks like the kits are designed around ISO 8, right?
Yeah, so there's so many different pieces of the puzzle, and I'll just say this right now. The fact that these characters are coming out before the Legendary, and we're still not sure exactly how the Legendary is working. We saw a video. We saw him die in the first few seconds of the video, and it really didn't make us feel confident that this character was going to be impactful to his team as a Legendary. Here's a Legendary character dead, and we're watching the team beat mercenaries, and we have no idea what's going on. There's no context. So it was concerning. And so I'm going to tell you right now, Electro, I brought her to G14, doesn't feel impactful for anything. No. And so I'm kind of holding out hope that that Doc Ock is going to change it.
Right.
But we're not even sure if Doc Ock's kick, how it's going to work. What speed do the summons have? What's the order of operations? Speed up and whatnot for on turn. Does he summon then give the speed up? So there are just a lot of factors to this that are if you're trying to make a decision whether or not you should pull the trigger on Electro or Swarm without knowing, and by the way, and not knowing if you're going to get X-23 to even be able to get Doc Ock, they need their legendary to be high functioning members of your team.
I think she's a staple character. I don't see her being useful outside of war. Not only outside of war, but with Doc Ock. And maybe there's this idea that there'll be a counter to Black Order in Arena. Maybe there'll be a counter to Black Order in War. I get it, but at what cost? 3 new characters and 2 old characters, and how many T4s? And then Doc Ock, like, I tried to make an assessment on what T4s are going to be required and how the summons are going to be affected with T4s. It looks like it's going to be his special is going to be the mandatory T4 on him, but it's not clear, and we don't know. So stay tuned. We're about 10 days out on that, and then hopefully we'll know more then.
So we've been looking at the JSON files. It looks like right now, if you look at them in game, it looks like it's referencing your roster for Red Stars. We don't know. That's not like any other behavior we've seen from any other summoners.
So the strike time video, it seemed like the guy didn't even know. Do you remember the strike time video? It seemed like the guy, the developer that Cerebro was interviewing, didn't even know. That's the feeling I got, or he didn't want to say, or it hadn't been decided yet, and they were still working on the details. I feel like he knew, but he wasn't sure what direction they were going to go. Like, even at that moment, that's the way it felt to me when I heard him answer that. It's like, oh, this. At first, I thought, oh, he doesn't know. And I was like, oh, no, wait, he knows, but he's just not sure what the final form is going to be, which is kind of terrible, right? I don't know. Yeah,
so if you invested in X-Force, you invested in Swarm and Electro, and then you unlock Doc Ock, and they do nothing for your team.
Oh, Wakanda 2.0, my God. Oh,
this is gonna be a disaster, and I'm hoping, that they take notice of our concerns here and give us more updates coming soon.
All right. Well, guess what time it is?
It's time for the giveaway.
It's time for the giveaway. Okay. This is a special giveaway here, and I've shown it before, but I feel like we need to show it again. So because it's a leaked screenshot from Dark Dimension 4. So I really hope you like this video today, because if you did, you're in luck. For every single person that likes this video, you will be getting for free in your account, not a 7-star, but an 8 red star Dark Dimension 4 boss node. This is not a scam. This is not a scam. Wow, look at that. We've got, thanks Cadwin for making this, by the way. We got community manager Whip right there with the salmon, not pink shorts. And we got Game Father, and then we got a mobile boomer and the boss. What, I mean, aren't you pumped for Dark Dimension 4? We're going to get lots of news on that real soon too, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm really worried. Somebody's trying to take Black Order against that team, and they're going to get wiped. Yeah, they're going to get wiped, man. This is no challenge, man. It's over. All right, guys, head over to Reminix channel. We're going to do something over there, and Reminix is also on Twitch, like, constantly. Anything you want to say before we go? No, just love you guys all, and I maybe seem a little bit negative today, but it's just unfortunately we're seeing this confidence erode, and I think hopefully they keep the communication up and really tell us how they're going to fix these problems. Communication is very good, but still it's frustrating at this point. All right, thanks for watching. Keep on gaming. Bye.